I also started streaming on Twitch, so feel free to drop a follow to catch me live. I will leave a link in the video description. Today's video is about creative ideas I have picked up from recent pro matches. As it's not anything new to you, let's get straight into it. We are in the Optic against Mousesports match, and here I saw a cool smoke thrown by Refresh. Firstly, he throws a casual jump throw molotov to be short. Then he gets himself behind this wooden thingy, aims on this white dot on the TV tower, and left click throws the smoke. As molling B water tunnels is kinda default on a higher level, then this smoke gets rid of the molly and also gives you cover from the famous CT boost angle when you are pushing B water. As you can see, sometimes this smoke will be floating when it touches the molly, but it's not always the case. It depends on the exact molotov position. Anyways, even if CTs won't throw the molotov in the beginning of the round, this smoke will still work in your advantage, because it covers you from the boost angle. So you can go out wide and get the control over B water. Very easy stuff. It was kinda default for Optic to have this smoke down almost every round. Before we move on, this video is sponsored by Elite Tools, great fantasy esports site. They have their Plast Pro Madrid contests already waiting for you. Let's quickly build one lineup for the free tournament here. It's totally free to enter and you can win 100 USD out from that. So make sure to create your own user and you can enter this free contest with 5 lineups. So you have 5 free chances to win $100 to yourself. I will leave the link in the video description. In my opinion, it's way cooler to watch pro games if you play some sort of a fantasy game at the same time. Next up, the same match, Optic against Mousesports. By the way, it was played in ECL Pro League Season 9 if anyone cares. And again, Refresh, this time CT side. I just want to show you how he nicely used A truck to jump spot anyone close A bomb site toilets. I also showed this in one of my exploration videos a while ago, so it's cool to see that some of those ideas actually end up on a pro level. Alright, NRG against MIBR in Sydney, with a moment where they completely outplayed Brazilians. As you could see, Ethan destroyed upper windows at the same time, while Breeze destroyed his window down B bomb site. This skilled sound masking allowed Breeze to sneak behind the lines to ramp, and therefore he opened up the round with 2 very important entry kills. Wonderful stuff. So if you ever want to make a similar sneaky play, then just have a great communication with your teammates and try to break those classes at the very same time. Same series but now overpass. 3rd round into the game, and here you can see how NRG A defenders collectively try to ruin MIBR's possible smoke lineups with their graffitis. As you know, there are a couple of lineups where you have to aim at the toilet sign. So this good old graffiti trick could make opponents' life a bit harder. Also at the same round, MIBR did this old boost everyone should know for now, but I have never seen it executed on a T side like this. As you could see, Phelps had a chance, but this time he missed. Still 10 points to MIBR for the idea. The exact same game again, I want to show you a cool smoke by Fallen just to deny some info for CTs. Firstly, look how he clears connector. He's very aware about the possible boost from B water to connector. That's nice. Now, when they come up from connector, they show their presence in A short, and now comes the smoke. Position yourself like shown, aim at the right top corner of this chair, and jump throw. Smoke will land CT side A short, denying early info by jump spotting from A side. So as you can see, it immediately baits out one molotov from the enemy side. Very useful smoke to keep your opponents guessing which bomb site you will actually pick. At this round, MIBR decided to go to A. With a great utility usage, they took the site with ease and won the round. I believe this one mid-round smoke from Fallen played a huge role in it. Next up, another weird/cool idea I saw from Boots in their match against Mousesports. Of course, at this point they had nothing to lose, as the scoreline was already 0-11 against them. But they decided to throw one smoke for short, one for window to kinda fake middle take and then quickly go to A. And to keep window player middle for long as possible, they threw window smoke with a gap. If you want to quickly go away, this is actually not a bad plan, because jungle rotation will probably be late then. Super general. D-Train and JW. Just JW things here. He likes to peek right after his nade, even in 2019. So when you somehow get matched up against him, keep that in mind. He does it pretty often. Mirage and a cool jungle smoke by Oskar, from top middle to jungle. Firstly, he makes sure no one is peeking middle. Then he hugs this wall and positions himself so he couldn't see this blue building above the window room. After he is in the right position, he aims a bit left from the center of the sun. Then left click throws. Smoke flies high, bounces 2 times on the roof, and then lands perfectly to block off jungle. CTs have 0 gaps to work with. And it's for sure a must-know smoke when you want to go from middle to A. Easy as that. Great stuff by Oskar. Alright, this is not actually a trick, it's just a miss smoke from Hellraiser's side. But when I firstly saw Seast's POV from this situation, I thought he threw some sort of a one-way smoke. Although it was probably supposed to be a very quick smoke for E-Box by Hellraisers. So just make sure you actually know your smokes, because these type of misses could easily cost you your future rounds. Here we can see Dennis, and I show you how he started almost every gun round on CT side Nuke. This is the molly he threw. Now when you wonder why, because it won't stop the rush or anything, it's purely to ruin the default wall of smokes. Although this molly didn't really work for the way Windstrike threw their wall of smokes. They threw them rather hard, so their smokes bounced off from the building. As you could see, there's a little gap, but it's not really affecting the wall too much. So I would say in this scenario, Windstrike boys were one step ahead of Dennis. It's always nice to see these type of brain games on a high level of gameplay. We love it. Next up, Fnatic game against Heroic. Scoreline 15-4. Heroic had nothing to lose and they went for a cool aggro play next to B. Stan was the guy making the move. He stayed behind this smoke, waited for a flash. When the flash came in, he pushed out, catched one opponent completely off guard, and then he won his next gunfight as well. This is how he put his team into 5 vs 3 situation with only 2 seconds. Now S-Tag was the guy who threw this flash. Because of the smoke, it was hard to see it, and it landed nicely in the corner, so it would blind anyone on the top of the stairs as well. Very nicely done. And this moment was super general enough to watch it again from another different angle. D-Nuke, Sprout against Windstrike again. And look how good of a team Sprout is. Let's just watch Sarson's POV for a second. Very nice stuff. And it seems like he didn't like the molly thrower at all, so he kills him after the situation. But this is just amazing. Faven took only 26 damage from this molotov. It's great to have a good firefighter in your CSGO team. So if you don't have one, then I'm available. Overpass, and let's see what ropz can show us here. Actually, it's just another alternative how you can throw B-short molotov in the beginning of the round. He does it with a run jump throw. Everything else is pretty much the same as it would be with the jump throw only or run throw only. When jump throw only could be a bit slower than others, then there's almost zero difference between this run jump throw and the regular run throw molly. Whatever you feel is more consistent for you, then just stick with this one. Once again Nuke, and we are looking at Sprout's hero Sarson again. Firstly, nice and easy jump throw flash to outside for his teammate. But when we now fast forward the round to an afterplant situation, I saw he zoomed and looked under at this gap. In this scenario he saw nothing, but I was curious where enemy has to be in order to see him through this gap. And the answer is here. Enemy needs to stand at the lower ground close to the bomb site barrels. Then you can spot him through this gap. You can see enemy at multiple positions. They just need to stand on the lower ground and close to the barrels like this. Also, keep in mind to not to try to wallbang them. because this just won't work. You can't shoot through the gap. But if you are enjoying my content, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out.